It's okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm really glad to see all of you, and I think together we're gonna have a beautiful, mindful, reset to the week. So the topic that I want to deal with today is something called Zen doodling. Okay, it's kind of like my own creation.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but
Yeah.
we'll have a formal introduction before we start.
Sorry.
We'll have an introduction.
Yeah. Please, please. So go ahead. Do I introduce myself or?
No, no.
We have
For
a yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah, sure.
actually.
Very good, yeah, a very good afternoon to all. Let me introduce to you our guest for today, Molshri. She's passionate about visual arts and is an illustrator and creative art coach. Alongside, she's the festival director of Asia's only female street art fest, LFSA, and manage a community of 1,000 plus in multidisciplinary artists. She's also working in public art space and online art education with government, NGOs, corporates, and individuals for over 3 years now. We are really excited for this workshop.
Thank you. Okay, that was Prachi, right? Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. So that was about me. And just to add a little bit to that, so I graduated, of course, from HR a long, long time ago. And after that, I went on to did my MBA and then worked for a while in the banking and insurance sector. I worked with a couple of banks before I completely decided to, switch careers and move to the artistic field. So I've been a freelance artist for about 3 years now. So that's that, I guess. Never too late to restart. But okay, and honestly, the reason that I chose this workshop for today, because doodling is what made me switch this career, and I especially love introducing people to this art form because who knows where it might lead you, right? So with that out of the way, I think let's start. I guess you all have your papers and pen, pencil, whatever ready. Quick request, if possible, put your phone on silent for the duration of the workshop. And I also hope that you've been able to find like a quite distraction-free space, because these small little things, they go a long way to help you get that immersive experience, right? So I'll share the screen from my other device and we'll quickly see what we're doing today. Okay, start. Yeah, okay. Right, visible, no? Super. So here is what we're going to cover today. We'll start with what conscious doodling means and why it's good for the mind. Then we'll understand some key terms, related to meditation. And as we practice some techniques, I'll elaborate on how everyone can build their own unique practice by combining meditation and art. Okay, time permitting, we'll discuss conceptualizing a doodle and some themes to practice around to stay consistent. Now, when it comes to doodling, just one thing I want to emphasize here is don't worry about the kind of material that you're using. If you want to do it a bit more seriously, definitely I can suggest investing in this thing called technical pens. They come in various nib sizes. But if you're just doing it for fun, any kind of pen works great. Ball pen, gel pen, pilot pens, all, ink pens, all are good. Right. So now the big question, what is doodling? Good news is that all of you have been doing it since childhood. So whatever, you draw on the last page of your notebooks or in newspaper margins while talking on the phone or in lectures. So by definition, it's any drawing that's been made absent-mindedly. But in reality, it's actually the things which are present in your subconscious, which could either be bothering you or could be ideas that haven't reached your conscious mind yet. So all of that comes to the foreground and presents itself as an inspiration or a solution just when you need it, right? So By nature, doodling is always unplanned, but let's learn to make it a bit more mindful. Okay, somebody is unmuted. There's a lot of background noise.
Camera बंद है.
Just 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So any kind of art, it's a great, form of self-therapy. It helps us like process feelings and express emotions. But what happens is, when we are overthinking or overburdened with thoughts, our decision making abilities are hampered. So that is why we always need some activities that can calm down and recenter us. And in my experience, doodling is honestly the best way to do that, right? So coming to our artwork today, I specifically chose fish as the first assignment because, a lot of us feel that you aren't good with drawing, but this is something all of us drew for sure as kids. And it was probably the first piece of art that we made. So it's a great starting point. In addition, if you've ever been like underwater as a swimmer or as a diver, you will agree with me that that itself is a great form of meditation, right? So let's go through each of these patterns one by one, and then you can combine them with a fish on a separate. So like what I'm saying is that basically if you have 2 sheets, great. If you have just 1 sheet of paper, start at the back. Let's practice some of these patterns, and then on the other side, you can work them into the fish. So I will illustrate on the screen itself. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this one first, right? So it's a very simple pattern, okay? If you notice, I've divided this into 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 portions. So whichever portion you're tackling, it's always best to start from a corner. Any corner is fine. Okay, start from any of the corners. For example, if this is my space, wait, I'll increase the screen size a little. Oh, where did it go? Yeah. Okay, this is better. Okay. So what we do is, if this is the space that I'm dealing with, yeah, I start at the corner, okay, and I make this swirly pattern. And then, so it all has to kind of overlap together, okay? It doesn't have to be very neat or, it doesn't have to look perfect in terms of like being digital. Doodling is all about the hand-drawn feel of things. So let's try and keep them roughly the same size, but they don't have to be like identical. Something like that, okay? And as you progress, you go on filling that, right? Now, I'll demonstrate this one because it is also very similar in terms of the basic shape, okay? So earlier what we did was we made a semicircle and then we added a swirl inside. This time we make a semicircle and then we draw like concentric lines in it. So this is basically to understand that with a few basic shapes, you can really like create a lot of your own patterns. You don't have to rely too much on external sources of inspiration or ideas. Okay. And then just to maybe add a little more depth to it, or depth and some dimension, we can color like the innermost semicircle. Yeah. All right. So with the same basic shape, we have these two very different patterns. And the reason I am, asking you or suggesting you to work with repetitive patterns is something that I will talk about in a little while. So I just want to first tell you guys how to make this. Then